Hi, I'm Jamie Claret. I'm the owner of the amazing support company, and I'm going to show you how to solve a range of IT problems. Today I'm going to show you how to make Windows Vista faster. In all versions of Windows, there are lots and lots of programs that run in the background that slow the computer down, and there's also lots of junk that gets onto the computer which can slow it down as well. So I'm going to show you how to clear out that junk, stop some of the startup programs, and generally speed up the computer. The first thing that we're going to do is look at what programs are running at the start of Windows. So these are all the programs that start as you start the computer up. In this case, I've got a few down here and a few here as well. If you find that you've got a lot of them listed along the bottom there, then that's probably one of the biggest culprits as to why the computer is running slowly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Start button and we're going to type msconfig. This is a really useful little tool for sorting out startup problems and also clearing out startup programs. So you'll come to this window, which is the system configuration window, which gives you a number of tabs. The two that we're interested in are the Services tab and the Startup tab. We'll start with the Services. Services are like programs, but they run totally in the background within Windows. And as you can see from here, there are a lot of services that run within Windows. Some of them you'll recognize, some of them you won't. What we're going to do is hide all of the Microsoft ones. These are built into Windows and we don't want to mess around with them because that can cause problems on the computer. So we hide the Microsoft ones, and what we're left with is a whole bunch of other ones. And you may find in yours that they're all ticked, some of them are ticked, or even none of them are ticked. But this is where you choose what you do and don't want to start. So in this case, I've got one here which is the Apple mobile device. That's obviously linked to Apple and iPods and iPhones. And so what I can do is I can untick that and I can click apply, and that will now not start up when the computer starts up. The ones which aren't Microsoft are highly unlikely to cause any problems to the computer because they're put on by third parties and other applications. If you find that you untick one and then, let's say your mobile phone doesn't get recognized on the computer, you can just go back in and tick it back again, and then that will start to work again. So that's the services. The other thing we're going to look up is the startup items. So these are the programs that often appear down here. If you want to, you can untick all of them. As you can see, there are a lot here. I've already gone and unticked a lot of them, but you can untick all of the ones that you recognise, and even the ones that you don't recognise, things like this, uTorrent, CCleaner. These are all programs which I want to start up, but they do slow down the computer. Once you've selected what you want and don't want, you just click Apply, OK, and that will then close that window. When you restart the computer, you will get a prompt that will say, you've just used the msconfig configuration tool, is that OK? You press OK and it won't come up again. The other thing that we're going to do is clean out the computer for temporary files. So you can go to download a program called CCleaner. You go to ccleaner.com, download and install it, and it will bring us up this application here. CCleaner is a fantastic program. It will basically remove all of these different temporary things within the system, and it will free up a lot of disk space, which in turn makes the computer run faster. So you go in here, you leave it, the default is to leave all of these things ticked. You may want to untick cookies because that's going to be where your passwords and things are saved for your websites. You click Run Cleaner. This will go through. You can see that it's starting to clear out files. If you've not done this before, it will take a long time depending on how fast the computer is as well. There we go, so that's completed. So once it's finished doing it, it will close the window automatically, and that would have then freed up a load of space on the computer. There's one other thing you can do within Windows to make it run faster, and that's to do with the display settings. So what will you do is you can go to right-click on My Computer and go to Properties. If you go to Device Manager, let me start again, clicked on the wrong thing. You right-click on My Computer and go to Properties, go into Advanced System Settings, and in here, under the Performance section, under the Advanced tab, we'll go to Settings. And what we have here is all the different settings that are used by Windows regarding the way it displays the windows. Most of this stuff, if you unticked it, you won't notice any different. There's only 3 tick boxes that you want to remain open. So what we can do is go custom, in fact, adjust for best performance, because that will just untick everything and take away all of the visual settings. If we tick this one here, use visual styles, use drop shadows, and the last one, which is smooth edge of screen fonts. If we do apply, change the look of the screen slightly, but not noticeably. If we press OK, OK, and that will free up a load of system resource. And all it means is, before we tick that box, when we click the start button, the start menu would whoosh up, but now it just appears. But it's so quick, it's unnoticeable to the human eye, and that will free up a lot of space and make your Vista run faster. And that's how to make Windows Vista run faster.